All right. Well, like I said, good morning to everybody. You guys can turn off your cameras now. Thank you for everybody for doing that. And for the couple of people who just came in, I will change your attendance in just a second. So just let me know, remind me at the end of my little lecture saying if I haven't changed your attendance, I will. So Desi, Pedro, I'll get you guys in just a sec. So this is our last, I guess you could call normal meeting, um, or normal week, I should say, because next week we're going to be on a different finals week. They're still kind of finalizing that. Just so be kind of on the lookout for that. It's basically going to be kind of like a reverse, like saying where Friday is going to be all 6 periods. So we'll like I said, we'll go over that. So don't worry about it. But it'll be pretty similar to that. Yes, like I said, if you came in late, I will change your attendance in just a little bit. Let me get through what I need to get through first, okay? So right now, I'm not watching anything in particular. I was watching Fargo, but I'm all wrapped up with that now. And actually, that's not true. I am watching His Dark Materials on HBO, which is based off of a really good book series, which I read back in high school, and my daughter read last year. But His Dark Materials, the first book is called The Golden Compass, which I made a really awful movie version of it like 10 years ago, or 10 or 15 years ago. And the new series on HBO is really good because it's definitely a lot more faithful to the books and really good. So if you are interested in reading it, like I said, the books are extremely good. And the show is pretty good too, actually. I am still reading The Obelisk Gate by N.K. Jemisin. I'm about, I don't know, 80 pages from finishing that one, and then I'll be on the last book of the trilogy. It says listening to the Iliad and the Odyssey, but I'll be honest, I really haven't been listening to it that much. I've been mostly listening to like NFL podcasts and stuff like that. But I'll listen to that here and there. Okay, so extra credit essay. Don't This isn't exactly what we're going to do, but I wanted to remind you that the extra credit essay is due this Friday if you want to get it. The introduction and conclusion from last week were mandatory, and I graded those this morning. A lot of you guys for the introductions got about half credit because either you didn't follow the strategy like at all. Um, some of you didn't even really write introductions. You guys were giving me like evidence and reasoning and stuff, which doesn't go in an introduction. So what I'm guessing is a lot of people unfortunately weren't really paying attention while I was going over the presentation. And those of you who did a good job, but those of you who didn't like were really off. So definitely make sure that you guys are paying attention, especially this. I mean, you should always be paying attention, but this week and next week, again, we're doing our final essay. So you guys really need to be like focused on what we're doing in class. Okay. So writing an essay. So I'm going to talk about breaking the bad habits you guys have been taught like from middle school and how to turn you guys into actual writers. So 5 paragraphs does not equal an essay. So I just wanted to be clear about that. So a lot of people think like that all essays are 5 paragraphs, and that's not true. They could be as short as 4 paragraphs, and they could be as long as 20 to 30 paragraphs if you get to like graduate school and stuff like that. And basically, the way I kind of describe an essay is like kind of like an accordion, which if you guys can imagine in your head, the accordion's a like music instrument that goes like this, where it like has all those like ribs, and it like you push in and it makes a sound, you pull out on it and it makes a sound. Um, it's kind of like that because basically you can stretch an essay as long as you need it to. Like basically you just add more details, you get more specific into like reasons. So an essay will typically have one intro and one conclusion paragraph, although you can change as you write longer papers, your introductions could be longer if you need to give more background information. But each body paragraph should be its own topic, reason, or idea, and should help to prove your thesis statement to be true. So, for example, the extra credit essays that you guys are either going to be doing this week or from the intro and conclusion that you guys did last week. If you were writing about NCAA players and why they should or should not get paid for their image, you would have a different reason for each body paragraph. And maybe some reasons might warrant 2 body paragraphs. If, like, let's say you're saying that the NCAA makes billions of dollars, and you would talk that entire paragraph about how they get paid billions of dollars and how that money should be allocated to students, right? So basically, every essay is as long as it needs to be based off of what you're trying to prove. Okay, so I made this and I sent it to you guys, and it's on Canvas. So I send this on Remind. This is kind of like a thinking like flow chart as far as like how to like create, how to organize your essay. So first you start off with, do you understand the prompt? Do you understand what you're being asked to write about? If you do, move on to this box. Form an opinion about the prompt. Once you do that, can you write an intro with one of the 5 strategies? And on the version that I sent you guys, you could actually click on these links, and these are take you to like a video, a podcast, or some page to give you more examples and explain how to do it better if you don't know. End your intro with a thesis statement. And that was something in some of your introductions that some of you, like if you did a narrative intro where you write the story, some of you guys forgot to put a thesis statement where you said whether or not you agree or disagree. So you need to make sure that every introduction you do, no matter which strategy you use, you need to end it with a thesis statement where you explain what your opinion is about the topic. Okay, after you do your introduction, you go up to here. How many reasons or topics will you need to cover to help prove your thesis statement? Does each reason or topic need multiple paragraphs? So yes, each reason topic has multiple parts that require their own paragraphs. So again, that's where you expand, or you say that no, each reason needs one body paragraph. So write one paragraph for each reason or topic. Then can you write a conclusion with one of the 5 strategies? Amazing. And then basically just going on and going through all these steps. So all of this is just to organize your essay. And I know it looks complicated, but it's really not. It's just trying to like, it's for you to kind of check to make sure that you are thinking it through and kind of to give you a visual of the things you need to think about when you organize your essays. All right. So what you guys are going to be doing today, because we are starting our essay, the essay will be finished this Friday, at least the rough draft will. So today is all about evidence collection. So before you ever start writing an essay, you need to make sure that you know what either your opinion is, which everybody's writing about the same thing in this essay. You're going to be writing about how people have transformed, how they have changed from beginning to end. So kind of like what we've done in most of the brief writes, you're basically going to be writing about how characters have transformed, how they've changed. In Harrison Bergeron, obviously, you could write about how society has changed since, you know, it's really hard to argue that Harrison Bergeron has changed too much. He's pretty much the same throughout the entire story. In Metamorphosis, we talked a lot about how the family has changed, and you can use that. So just a reminder that you can use your brief writes. Now, you can't use them, like you can't copy and paste them. Self-plagiarism is a thing. You can't reuse assignments that you've done and pass them off for new assignments. So just kind of keep that in mind that you can't copy and paste. You can copy the quotes that you used. You can use your explanations as a starting point, although not very many people, like maybe 1 or 2 people, like really nailed the explanation. So most of you are going to need to change the explanation anyways. That's what I put here. These 3 questions, what, how, and why, you need to answer those for each quote that you do. So what does each quote show about the character? How does each quote show it? And then why is it important for the character? And when I say how does the quote show it, you need to talk about like in this part of the quote, like you like actually look at the actual words that the quote says. It says blank about this character. This shows that Rolf Carley is a closed off person because he didn't want to like share his emotions with anybody because all he wanted to do was hide behind the camera. So again, you're like looking at exactly what it says and you're explaining it. So let me go ahead and I'm going to switch screens and just
actually look at the actual word.
Hold on a second. Sorry, I'm just waiting for Canvas to load. Ever since the teachers have returned to campus, the internet's not quite as good as it was when I was home. All right, I'm going to change my screen now. Okay, so this is the assignment that you guys are doing today. So you're going to go back to the stories that we've read, find evidence of how the characters have changed from beginning to end. Your first quote should obviously show how they were at the beginning. The second one should be how they were towards the end. And you're going to fill this document out. So it basically is going to prompt you to make a copy. So this is all you're doing today is you're collecting quotes for each story: Seven Floors, Biafra, Harrison Bergeron, Anne of Clay, and Metamorphosis. And so you're going to find a quote for each one. How was Giuseppe at the beginning? How was he at the end? Explain it. Again, what, how, and why for each quote. In Biafra, how was Arroyo? How was she at the beginning? How was she at the end? Harrison Bergeron, what was society like before the handicaps? How has it changed? How was Rolf Carlet at the beginning? How did he change? How was I would focus on Gregor Samsa's family because they had the most dynamic change in the actual story. Because remember, we don't really see that much of Gregor Samsa before. We get a little bit of how he was, but he's pretty much always the same, other than his physical change. But anyways, that's what you are all doing today. So in the chat, I would like to see what questions you guys have about what you're doing, about and I would like everybody to respond, please, because I want to make sure that we all know what we're doing. This is going to be worth a lot of points. Evidence collection, the essay. It's going to be like multiple like grades basically. So it's like going to be probably like 15 to 20% of your grade is going to be from these last 2 weeks. This is what we've been building towards the entire semester. That's why we've done all the brief writes, was to prepare for this essay, the podcast. Everything that we've done has been building up to these last 2 weeks. So I really need you guys to be focused this week because, again, you will not be able to pass this class. And again, you do not want to do Edgenuity. We're already talking about how a lot of you guys who are not passing, unfortunately, and are failing lots of classes are probably going to have to start doing Edgenuity next semester unless you guys can get your grades up. So if you don't want to do Edgenuity on top of everything else next semester, you have 2 weeks still. This is the last week for late work. So all the brief writes, annotations, podcasts, you need to get it into me by Friday or you're going to be taking Edgenuity next semester. So I've given you guys plenty of opportunity and I am here for you guys. I've been here on Saturdays for Saturday school. I've made myself available to you guys. So let me check it out the chat, see what we got. I got a couple people who've asked questions. Where it says evidence, yes, Alexander, you put the quotes and the reasoning as the explanation. Correct. Camilla, you're going to be choosing 4 of the essays. You need to find evidence for all of the stories because I want you guys to select the best evidence once you've gone through all of the stories. So today you're going through, there should be 5 stories. Let's see. So yeah, 7 Floors, Biafra, Harrison Bergeron, Anne of Clay, and Metamorphosis. So yeah, you're collecting evidence for all 5 stories. You're going to choose the 4 best ones. So it's going to be a 6-paragraph essay because you're going to have your introduction, 4 body paragraphs, 1 body paragraph per story, and then a conclusion at the end. So it's going to be 6 total paragraphs. So we're going to write half of the essay tomorrow in class. And then on Thursday, we're going to write the other half. So you should technically be done with the entire essay on Thursday. Most of the work should already be done for you because we've done the brief writes, we've done evidence collection already for a lot of this. So you guys should be pretty good as far as having everything ready. And again, Also in the assignment is there is a page that has all of the short stories, so you guys don't have to look for the short stories. It's all right there, ready to go. Are there any other questions for me? Okay. I am going to put you guys into breakout rooms. I might be calling you guys back in a little bit because I'm having to do kind of unfortunate, like a special little breakout room first. So let me get that set up. But as you guys are waiting for me to set out the breakout rooms, please get started on the evidence collection. You guys need to finish that today. It is due by midnight. So you guys should be able to get most of it done in class though. So you guys have about 10 minutes till the start of the next class. So let's get going on that.